Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolours. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. I'd like to thank everybody for subscribing and leaving comments. I do encourage comments. This is just Naples yellow and I'm just bringing this down through the middle. I'm putting this all over there really. This is my starter for the sky. I think that's enough. Okay, then into that, this is a pale wash of Naples yellow and cadmium orange. And we're going to just put some of this in places. I do want some of the Naples yellow original to show through. Always remember, it will dry lighter, at least 20 to 30%. Onto that, Naples yellow and cadmium orange again, but this is slightly stronger. And we may just drizzle this in. Just bringing that up to the top, make it a little bit darker with this colour. This is a little bit of Seaver's blue and burnt sienna. I'm just going to put that in along the bottom there. Just take the colours together. Also into that, this is Naples yellow and cadmium red deep. I just want to test that for strength. Just a couple of shots in here. Just makes your sky more interesting. Now we're going to leave this for a moment or two, maybe a few minutes, and when the shine has gone off the paper we'll put some background misty trees in. Okay, that's been about 10 minutes and the shine has disappeared off the paper, or just starting to disappear, but I think we're okay. This is a mixture of Seaver's blue once again and burnt sienna, and it's just slightly stronger. In other words, the paint is thicker, but it's the same colour. Just put some background trees in. And I'm just going to make this stronger at the bottom and allow it to creep up. Just dropping it in. I'm going to leave that for a few moments and we'll be dropping another colour into that. So Seaver's blue once again and burnt sienna, but this is just mixed to the browny grey side. I'm going to add this along the bottom. Just be careful you don't get too much on the brush. Timing is crucial. Back to the same colour once again. I'm just going to check it to see what the spread is like if I pull some tree trunks out. Just drag up one or two tree trunks. Nothing obvious, no detail. Your eye will see them, but it should be very faint. Very little paint on the brush. The moment you feel yourself starting to fiddle, stop. Now I'm going to let this completely dry. Now that your background trees are dry, what we can do is I'm just adding some water in to the middle ground, clean water, just up to the line where the trees are. Then with a weaker wash of that Seaver's blue burnt sienna, we can see if we can just add a little bit of colour to the back fields. And also just a little touch of the Naples yellow and cadmium orange. Only here and there, just dampening a brush, just work that in. I do want some of the white of the paper to show. It's almost like a stain. I think that will do. I'm going to leave this to dry for maybe 10 minutes. Okay, the middle ground's dry. I mean, you can hardly see it, but it is there. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to work back to front, as watercolours are. Watercolours are supposed to work from light to dark, but this time I actually want to put the dark in first, just to separate these trees. Just back into that Seaver's blue, breaking the brush open. And on the outside edge, I'm just going to pop that in. Then also with the same mixture of brown, Seaver's Blue and Burnt Sienna, just put the tree trunks in. I'm just going to run them into the top of that little embankment. I don't mind it running into the water actually. I'm just going to add some. Just create a shadow. And it just helps to ground your tree. Also with that same mixture again. I'm going to put this twiggy tree in here. Like I say, if you're enjoying these videos, please leave a comment. You are very welcome. I always like to hear from subscribers, and if you have any questions, if I can answer them, I will do my best. Cobalt Blue and Burnt Sienna, and just as this tree is just slightly bigger, I just want to tap just the odd bit of colour in, darker colour. Once again, pulling it into the ground and adding the shadow. Back to my goat hair mop brush once again, and the Seaver's Blue and Burnt Sienna. And I'm going to very lightly, almost like a dusting, leaves on here. Very gentle touch. That's really all I want on that. Cobalt Blue and Burnt Sienna once again. And we come to this tree, and we'll just put the trunks in. These two colours are French Ultramarine and Burnt Umber, and that one is French Ultramarine and Burnt Umber, but it's on to the brown side and this is onto the bluey black side. So I'm going to take some of the darker mixture and I'm just going to add it to that one, which is the Seaver's Blue and Burnt Sienna. I just want to gently add this up, just pop it in, just in places, not everywhere, and just let it drift. And also with that same colour once again, with a little bit of water to it. There are some trees here, they're not quite in the background, but I don't want them to come forward too much. So with the same colour as that, but slightly lighter, maybe there's a little bit of mist in this little hole. What I can do is just run the brush up here, thirsty brush, and just take some paint out. This could possibly be just a little bit too dark there. See, you can correct a mistake, and that was my mistake. And it's this one that needs to be slightly darker than that one. Taking a damp brush, just soften it into the ground. Move to my rigger brush, same colour, and I just add a little bit of water to it. Just gently pull your trees out. You can pull some branches out. If you find it easier, what you can actually do is turn the board round. That is what I'm actually going to do. And this makes it kind of easy for you to work it. I'm just going to turn it back down and see if I kind of like that. And I think I do. Might just put a few more watery branches in here. Just to bring this tree just a little bit, fill it out a little bit more. Just correct anything that might need correcting. Once again with my mop brush, I'm just going to add a little bit of water to that Seaver's Blue, Burnt Umber, make it very watery. Almost like a very light dusting of snow. French Ultramarine and Burnt Umber. Just going to add this here, just a little bit. And then I'm going to leave that to dry. Now that those trees are dry, we can come forward once again. Burnt Umber and French Ultramarine. And I think we'll do this one first. This is the browner colour of the two. Just taking that one right out of the picture. Now whilst that is still wet, French Ultramarine and Burnt Umber once again, but this is the darker of the two mixtures, because I really want to bring this forward, these two trees. Back to the other mixture, take this one in. some of the darker mixture, just drop that in. Then taking a rigger brush, we can bring some branches out. Just using the same, the dark mixture, French ultramarine and burnt umber. Bring it right across those trees. Trying not to bring a branch out in the same direction as the one behind it, otherwise it looks too stilted. Once again, I'll turn this round and put the branches in upside down, just easier. Just gives you a little more control on your brush. I want to bring a branch around here, bring it through the trunk. Okay, I'm just going to turn that round and then we'll begin to fill the tree out. And I'm going to leave these without any foliage on them where the snow can collect. And then I'm going to take a damp brush and I'm going to soften the tree trunks in to the ground. Okay, so I'm just taking some clean water and we're just going to re-wet right up to the bank's edge. I'm going to start with the Naples yellow. And I'm just going to run this in at the back. All horizontal strokes. Just getting into that some of the lighter tangerine colour and some of the darker orange, Naples yellow and cadmium orange, cadmium red deep and Naples yellow. A bit darker here maybe. This is just a damp brush and I'm just taking any edges that might be feathering out. Just want to drop a little bit more of that pink in here, just alongside this bank. Because the light would be hitting more of it on this side than that side. So I'm just darkening that slightly. And with a touch more of the orange. Just take a bright spot out here with a damp brush. It will backfill, so always take it out slightly bigger than you need it. Now we're going to leave that to dry. Welcome back. As you can see, the water's dry and you will notice that the light patch you took out with your brush has backfilled in. And you'll see just how light that has dried. I'm going to come to these background little hills here, little mounds, and I'm going to run some water up them all, but I'm going to leave the tops of them white. So I'm not going to put water all the way up to the edge, which means we'll be able to do all these in one go. And I'm going to take some of the Seaver's Blue and Burnt Sienna, and I'm just going to add this in and let it drift up. Darker where the gully is. Taking a damp brush and then just pulling it up the hill slightly. Then into that I just want to drop some of the very pale cadmium orange and Naples yellow. Just add spots of it in, just add some reflection on the snow from the sky. Just going to re-wet this one, leaving the top white, same colour again. Slightly stronger on these. You want it to come forward a little bit. Same with this one, clean water, same colour. A little bit of the tangerine colour in here, just a little bit. And I'm going to put the stronger one here, just makes it a little bit stronger. Again, coming down to this one, very strong now down here. Adding some water in between the trees. Once again leaving a white gap there. Stronger colour of the Zebra's blue. I'm just going to drop this in here. Some of the stronger one here as well, just to pull it forward. Just re-wetting this one as well. French ultramarine and burnt umber. I just want to run dark shoreline edge along the shoreline. Just softening off some areas. And then we're just going to leave this to dry off. Okay, everything's reasonably dry, and we're just going to fill one or two areas in now. We're back to this Zebra's blue and burnt sienna, which is on that browny grey side, and we can just pop in some bushes, some blades of grass. Of course, as you come closer to, things will get darker. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to paint it that way. You could paint it lighter, but get some light over dark. But how long is a piece of string when you get started on one of these? Just a little bit of burnt sienna and cobalt blue. It's just slightly darker, and it just adds a little bit more dimension to the colour. I want to put it back there. I don't want to change it too much there. In the winter time, so you have diffused light that's here. Back to the other colour. There's always blades of grass and twigs sticking out of the ground during winter. Then as we come a little bit forward here, I suppose we could get a little, make it a little bit darker. I don't want to put too much emphasis on the right hand side. Some darker ones in here as well. So I'm just going to re-wet this water area again. Some of the dark colour, doesn't matter, you can use either one. Zebra's blue and burnt sienna. All I want to do now is put maybe 3 birds in. I don't want them in the centre. I think I'll have one wheeling this way for a change. Now all this has to dry, and then we'll get round to finishing it off. Okay, everything's dry. I've just turned the picture around. It's just so I can get a ruler in. I'm going to put some wind streaks in one or two places. It just helps to add movement to the water, and it helps with the reflections. Don't put too many in, you can get carried away. Make sure they're straight and level. Just one more here, I think. I think that will do. French ultramarine and burnt umber. I'm just going to drag some grasses into the water. Now you get round to the best bit. This is where you get to sign it, mount it and frame it. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe. Please leave a comment should you wish to if you've enjoyed it. And should you wish to view any more painting videos I've made for YouTube, I will leave a link in the description box, and if you click on that it will take you straight to them, and I will also leave some suggestions at the end of the video. So please watch till the end of the video. And once again, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. Thank you.